Here are the top 10 most graphically impressive games on the Nintendo Entertainment System, according to fans of the NES and Famicom. Number 10 is Batman the video game. Sunsoft seems to have been put on this earth for one purpose, to make the NES look good, and they certainly did that with this one. They smushed a lot of graphical detail into the scenery, and using certain color choices and shading techniques, they gave everything a dark and worn out look, perfectly matching the Gotham City style. It's just an amazing looking game, and I'm still impressed every time I play it. Number 9 is Summer Carnival 92, Recca. This is a super rare, Japan-only release that was created specifically for a shoot-'em-up competition that took place in 1992. At a glance, someone might mistake it for a Sega Genesis shooter, given how many sprites are on the screen at once, how all-encompassing your weapons are, and how big the bosses are. They even managed to add some distortion effects to the background. This is just an amazing spectacle to have playing on the Famicom. So how did I come up with this list? I went to various places where people were discussing the most graphical games on the NES and Famicom. I found them on Reddit, in YouTube videos, and on various gaming websites. I also asked my own viewers for input on the matter. I registered all the games being mentioned, which ended up being 900 mentions. I did some analysis and then made this list. And they say I have no life. Haha. I did not use AI. I myself am not an AI person. I'm flesh and bone, just like most of you, and my own opinions did not factor into the rankings. Of course, graphical fidelity is in the eye of the beholder, so there's going to be some games on this list you disagree about, and some that you feel are missing. Feel free to leave a comment about that, but don't lose your mind about it. It's just a list. Number 8 is Mr. Gimmick. In Japan, it was just called Gimmick. Please excuse my gameplay here. I was unaccustomed to how it played, so it was wrecking my balls. Visually, it's what I would personally describe as enlarged Bobble, which is a compliment. As opposed to the dark look of the aforementioned Batman, it dives deep into the cutesy aesthetic with a lot of vivid colors. Everything is so crisp looking, and there's some nice little details in the background, like waterfalls. This never came to America, which surprises me. Number 7 is Megaman 6. This hit the market in 1993, late in the life of the NES, but being late has its advantages for developers. You get to utilize all the little tricks you learned over the years, and in this case, the things you learned from the other 5 games in the series. The stages were made to resemble various places around the real world. Everything just has a nice, robust look to it. It was a wonderful way for the series to go out on the NES. Number 6 is Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. There's no way to play this without coming away impressed with how it looks. There are lightning effects, fog effects, flowing water effects, and dare I say, clock tower effects. It has its share of large bosses as well, and it does it all without straying too far from the look of the first Castlevania on the NES. It's just a remarkable example of attention to detail. Number 5 is Winter Games. Unlike the other games on this list, this one goes for realism, and it nails it. It really feels like you're participating in the Winter Olympics as you gracefully figure skate, zoom down a mountain on a bobsled, or do a wicked trick while jumping from a ski ramp. Actually, this is a fake out. I routinely put these in my top 10 lists to lighten the mood.
We lied.
Aww. So Winter Games does not belong on this list. Number 5 is actually Little Samson. If someone walked into the room while you were playing this, they may mistake it for a Genesis game, or maybe even a Super Nintendo one. Everything from the sprite animations to the backgrounds to the platforms themselves is just top level stuff. It's all yours for the price of $2,000. Number 4 is Battletoads. We are getting closer to the top of the graphical mountain. Just look at the backgrounds in this game. They sure as hell were not putting out this type of stuff when the NES first came out. Just look at this boss battle where you have to throw balls at the screen. But most memorable is the work they put into the animations. They're very cartoon-like and there's lots of them. Sorry, Frogger, but this is the best game in the amphibian category. Number 3 is Super Mario Bros. 3. Well, I think we all knew this was going to show up somewhere on this list, so here it is. Are you not entertained? What's interesting is that I remember after the Sega Genesis came out, someone in high school told me that this game proves that you don't have to have a Sega Genesis. And I think they had a point. Before we get to number 2 and number 1, I want to do some honorable mentions. These are games that just barely missed being in this top 10, and I'm just going to read them off in no particular order here. We have Metal Storm, Crisis Force, Ninja Gaiden, Little Nemo, the Dream Master, Shatterhand, and Punch-Out! I also want to go over some honorable mentions. These are games that barely missed being in the honorable mentions. There are some very graphical games on this list. There's just so many games in the library, they just can't all make the official list. Number 2 is Batman: Return of the Joker. Whoever programmed this did not give a shit about the NES's limitations. If the scene called for beautiful running water cascading its way down into the sewers, it shall be created as such. If there needed to be a train moving with a sunset-lit industrial city in the background, it shall be done. Essentially, this is a 16-bit game on an 8-bit console. There's no joke about that. Number 1 is Kirby's Adventure. This 1993 game is the sequel to 1992's Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy, and for the most part, it looks unlike anything else on the NES. It takes up a massive 6 megabits of memory, which according to one source makes it the second largest game on the system, behind Metal Slayer Glory. You can see it puts that memory to good use. It has animated backgrounds, speedy scrolling, a huge amount of varying animation, and even some parallax scrolling. Some might say it's a work of art. Speaking of works of art, I have many other top 10 lists on this channel, which might qualify as works of art. Thank you for watching, I'll see you next time.